Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. Your soul is in the right place at the right time, and we're going to sing about that.
That's right. You're in the right place at the right time. Just where you were meant to be, whether you're live streaming or here in person. We're going to sing about how we are all welcome here. Let's do it!
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be.
Oh, my soul.
Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Reverend Deborah is talking about show up, and Reverend Janée Marth is doing the meditation.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome
Oh, my
here.
soul is welcome.
Oh, my soul is welcome here.
Everybody,
My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome
Put your hands
here.
together.
My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome, is welcome, is welcome, is welcome, is welcome here. My soul is welcome, is welcome. My soul is welcome, is welcome. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome
Good morning. Good morning. Our souls are welcome here. Hello, Patty.
Hello, Reverend Deborah. We greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone temples, and the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there's no space that God does not grace. If this is your first time joining us, either online or in person, we especially welcome you because we know no one is here by accident. We are all here by divine appointment. And we really appreciate it if you silence your cell phones and any other electronic devices. And please, no flash photography during the service.
And so now let's just take a moment to take a breath, let it all go, and go into our heart center and let the outside world drop away for this hour and 15 minutes, knowing that we come together out of love, out of the desire for community, the need for spiritual growth, the ability to open up and see that there is so much more to our lives and to us than what we see in our everyday world, because we know that that is what we have come here to be, and yet we are still recognizing that. And so in this moment that we are coming here together, this is our opportunity to grow in spirituality, to open ourselves, to be the light that we came here to be the joy and the love that we came here to be. Because we come here to love, serve, and remember. And as we remember, the more we can love, the more we can serve. And so we give gratitude and thanks for being able to come together today and join in communion and in community and in love and in service. And so it is. Amen. Spiritual Life Center has a very special mission, very important mission, and we say this together every week: to transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission by practicing the five unity principles. And we say these together every week as well to help us embody them. And as we embody them, then we can take them out into the world and share them with other people. So let's say these together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action.
This week's Wow Wednesday will be the third in a 3-week series offered by Patrick Furlong. It's called Saging, and it's conscious aging is a model for living one's elder years with joy and peace and compassion. And first, there is a community meal at 6 from 6 to 7, and then this service is from 7 to 8:30. This is the third one. There's going to be 3 more at the end of September and October. And you don't have to have gone to the first 2 to enjoy this. So please come. It does last longer by a half hour. So this is from 7 to 8:30 this Wednesday. I certainly hope to see you there. It's been very engaging. Patrick is a wonderful facilitator, and it's in a circle, so it's a very intimate setting, and I hope to see you there. It should be absolutely fabulous.
The gala is coming. The gala is coming. You know, this is a very special time. I mean, everybody just loves the gala, and it is on Friday, September 27th. And right now we are asking for action items. Bring your action items. Bring your auction items. And we are accepting the auction items now because, of course, it's only about a month away. And so we need all those items because this year the auction is going to run concurrently with the gala. So please bring them in. You can bring them in during the week. Make sure that Tuesday's a really good day to come during the week because we're all here. And then, of course, we are always open to having sponsors because this is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and the more sponsors we have, the more that this helps our bottom line, so to speak. So if you're interested in sponsoring the gala, I think there's several levels of sponsorship, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, 4 different levels.
There's 4 different levels.
We'll create one for you.
Or just go see Patty. She'll handle it. Or, of course, you can also go online and sign up to be a sponsor online as well. So we hope to see you as a sponsor or your auction items. And obviously, we're really looking forward to seeing you at the gala.
We are extending the sign-ups for the home host facilitators for Faith in Action through this coming Wednesday. And our Faith in Action begins in October, and it runs for 7 weeks. The book that's been chosen this year is called The Universe Always Has a Plan, which is outstanding. I started reading it. It's really wonderful. And so what happens is we get small groups in people's homes. Some people even have, some meetings are here. A small group is 6 to 10 people. And it's a wonderful way to get together and you read the book, and there's a workbook, there's questions, and it facilitates, your spirituality growing, as we'll learn about later today, growing up. It helps us grow spiritually, and it's a wonderful time of friendship to meet new people, have old friends. I highly recommend it. So we do need some more home host facilitators to sign up. So I hope you'll do that. It's online, so do it online at home. And if you are technologically challenged, you can go across the way and see Nancy, and she'll help sign you up on the computer over there.
And remember that if you want to be a home host but don't feel like you're comfortable facilitating, go ahead and sign up as a home host and we will find a facilitator. And if you're really a great facilitator and you want to find a home host, come let us know that as well and we can put you together. So we're really looking forward to a very successful Faith in Action. It should go without saying now that this is the Hawaiian vacation raffle. The 6 days, 5 nights, Waikiki Resort Marina, the airfare for 2 people, $1,000 cash. You get to pick your travel dates, and the drawing will be here at SLC once all of the tickets have been sold, and we've sold. You better get your ticket now, is all I'm saying. And you have to buy the tickets in person, so you can get them here today. If you can't buy them here today, you can call the office and buy it over the phone. We cannot sell them over the internet. So, sign up for this, because that's going to be a marvelous trip for a couple of people.
How much are tickets?
How much are tickets?
Oh, they're $100. $100.
And we're only selling 110 tickets.
And I will say this, if I might. Some people, seems $100 seems like maybe a little pricey, but here's the deal. 2 people are going to go. So get your friend that's going to go with you to put in 50, and you put in 50. It's much more affordable.
You're just too smart, Patty.
What?
I said she's too smart.
This is our queen of logistics. Okay, so we have an event coming up. It is called, Uncover the Hidden Legacy of Slavery in America, and they're going to be watching the movie Traces of the Trade, and Marilyn White is here to talk about this.
See if I can hold this mic just right. Am I okay, guys?
You're fine.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Marilyn White, and I am here to talk to you specifically about this event on September 14th. Reverend James spoke about this for the very first time last week, and I am going to talk to you about it today. I'm very excited about this event. When this idea first came to our attention, probably about 5 months ago, I was very excited about it, and I thought this was a very unique opportunity for SLC to really embrace this project, this event. I thought it was also a unique opportunity for SLC to just kind of show up, be bold, courageous, demonstrate, and project that this is who we have come here to be. Having said that, I'm going to share a few details with you about the event. So on the day of the event, it's going to be laid out in 3 different sections. And the first part of the day is going to begin with the movie or the documentary. We will screen that first. And then there will be a question and answer period that follows with Dane and Constance Perry, who I will speak to you about. And then the afternoon, after lunch, there will be a lunch break. There will be a workshop that will be facilitated by them, I think, and this creates an opportunity to dialogue. It'll be a safe space to be able to be comfortable talking about these uncomfortable topics like race, like slavery. Let's face it, those are not easy topics for everyone to engage about. Now, let me tell you about the couple who's going to be coming to town to facilitate this event. Dane Perry is a direct descendant of one of the largest slave trading families in America. His wife is a descendant of enslaved family members from the Deep South. The interesting thing about this story is that one of the, the younger descendants, one of them, her name was Katrina Brown, she decided to do research background on her family. Lo and behold, she discovered this dark history coming out of the North, not the Deep South, but the deep North of America. She proceeded to write about it. It became a documentary. Public television stations were the first one that jumped on it. The family has been kind of crisscrossing the country, and according to my research, There has been over 500 of these events. Most of them have happened at Episcopal type churches, I shouldn't say type, Unitarian churches, universities, schools, all over the country. So again, when we learned about this event, I just knew that this was something that we needed to bring to the Sacramento community. So how can you help? First of all, how many of you have already registered for this event? Oh my goodness, wonderful, fantastic. Hopefully after I complete my remarks, there'll be more people who will have signed up. But anyway, the way that you can help is by spreading the word. We only have 3 weeks before this event is coming up, so we need your help. We need you to help market this event. If you would take flyers, we have flyers out in the courtyard. If you want to register yourself for the event, you can do that out in the courtyard at the hub. And so if you know people who you think would like to be co-sponsors of this event, like business people or whatever, or maybe you're part of an organization or group that you can share this information with, we solicit your help. So I think it's going to be a very exciting event. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are. And I want to make sure I cover everything. Again, I just think this is a wonderful opportunity, a unique opportunity for SLC to step up, show up, be brave, be bold, be courageous. You know, as I said, these conversations are not easy. And in this time of partially racialized environment that we all find ourselves in, the book bannings across the country, I just think that this is American, it's our history. And this is an opportunity to learn to be comfortable in a safe space, learning how to be with this. So that is all I have to say. And if you have any questions, Linda Paoli, Donna Wood, myself will be out in the courtyard. Thank you.
And just to make sure, this is going to be taking place over at the Unitarian Universal Society. It is an SLC event, but they wanted more room than what we could accommodate here. It's from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, September 14th, and you must sign up for this, so please sign up at the hub or online.
Remember, there's many activities that foster transformation. You can check out our weekly small groups and other happenings and offerings outside in the courtyard. You can look at the bulletin board and then come to the hub to sign up for an event or to ask about, more information. If you're at home, just peruse our bulletin board. Anything and everything that we offer, everything that's happening is online as well. So I guess that's it for me.
So, we come to Spiritual Life Center for community, for spiritual growth, and for just all of the things that we can share together. And so let's take a moment right now to connect with each other in the way that we're most comfortable.
Stay standing. Please join us in our group song. This is a Faith in Action song from 2022. I Got the Power. Please join me. let there be light. Our light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, let there be light. And our light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, let there be light. Our light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, let there be light. Our light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, my cosmic design, audaciously blind, I align with my divine identity. So let there be light shining, our light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, let there be light shining, our light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, a pure heart and mind, intentions refine, I align with my divine identity. Let there be light, light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, let there be light. Oh, light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, let there be light. Oh, light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me, let there be light. Oh, light shining in the presence and power of Spirit in me. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the power. Come on, put your hands up. I got the power. I got the power. No power, yeah. I got the power. Oh, I got the power to live faithfully. I got the power to forgive and release. I got the power to bring life to my dreams. I got the power to create reality. I got the power to compare and contrast. I got the power to erase my hurtful past. I got the power to choose a direction. I got the power to question my perception. I got the power to be stronger than before. I got the power to step through that open door. I got the power to honor all life. I got the power to be peace and harmony. I got the power to break the chains of habit. I got the power to shimmer and dazzle. I got the power. So let there be light. Please be seated.
You definitely have the power. And now, as we settle into our chairs, prepare for meditation, let's speak together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
And now, in preparation for meditation, I invite you to take a nice deep breath. And just become present in this moment. And with everything going on in this world, it is so important to remember why we have come to earth. To love, to serve, to remember. To remember what? To love, to serve, to remember. To remember what? No, I'm not going to say that again. But that is how it goes, isn't it? To love, to serve, and to remember. We invite you to sing this beautiful chant with us together.
As we move into this time of meditation, let's breathe together. Feel the vibration of that beautiful chant that permeates this room. Why have we come to earth? Do you remember? To love, serve, and remember. I remember who I am at depth. Breathe that in, deep into your belly. Breathing in and breathing out. Each breath softening. Each breath, relaxing your body, quieting your mind, and opening your heart. Your beautiful heart. That beautiful heart space in the center of your chest, expanding with each breath. Opening, inviting our attention into this sacred space. Breathing in and breathing out. Our hearts are the portal to our soul and to all that is. Settling into your heart space, feel what awaits you here in all its glory. This love is what you really are. This aliveness within you, within every cell of your being. When we know the truth of our being, we know it within all of creation. I remember. I am love. When I was ordained, we were reminded that being a reverend meant making a commitment to revere all of life, to see beyond the physical, and to honor the divinity within each other and all of life, to meet each other and all of life from this holy presence. Presence meeting presence, love meeting love, God meeting God, showing up as the light of the world that you are. We are all ministers of God. You too are a reverend of the divine, here to revere all of life, here to minister to the human heart, to allow God's love to flow through you into all of life. This wonderful life that shows up exactly how we need it for us to fully awaken to this truth within us. When we trust God within our own being, we can trust God in all beings. All beings. Even when it appears as if someone has forgotten who they are, we remember, and we become their reminder of the sacred. That's why God has placed you there. It's as if God is whispering in our ear, they've forgotten. Let them know my love through you. Help me to bring them home. And we're listening, God. And silently, we whisper back, I remember. In every face I see the face of God. I see the beauty that surrounds me in every moment. And as we move into the silence, resting in this holy love, I invite you to hold within your heart someone who you've seen as less than this holiness, someone who maybe you haven't wanted to love, who didn't feel worthy of our love. Just bring them in. Bring them into your heart and hold them there. That's all you have to do. God will do the rest. Both of you are warmly held in the heart of your Creator, the heart of your God, in the silence. This is how we change the world, by showing up and loving it, all of it. Here we are, God. We remember. Use us to love this wonderful world. And let us love recklessly, my friends. And so it is. Amen.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Joy lifts my feet where I live. Beauty's flowing free in and out and through me as me. Oh, where I die, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I see, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me and me. Oh, oh. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I stand, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is, God is, God is, God is.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I know you need to clap. Go ahead. This is SLC after all. Thank you, beautiful, beautiful. For the past 3 weeks, we've been talking about this frame for expanding our consciousness, the wake up, grow up, clean up, and of course today we've got show up. And to make this whole the whole month cohesive, I'm going to do a review of it because I know not everybody's been here for every talk as well. So we'll review and then we'll get into show up. So wake up is a process where we start to pay attention and we start to discover that life or things are not necessarily what we thought they were. Generally, this means that a person starts to realize that there's more to them than just their body and their thoughts. Up until this point, the person, thinks in terms of compartmentalization or exclusive identification with their world, with who they are. And there's no sense of anything outside their little bubble. And it doesn't mean that they're not engaging in the world. It's just that, this is like there's me and then there's them. But as you begin to wake up, the realization starts to come that there is more to this life and that you just didn't know that. Because unfortunately, we don't know what we don't know. And that may sound kind of silly, but by the way I phrase it, but it is accurate. The more we learn, and sometimes this is challenging, the more we learn, the more we start to understand that there's so much more we don't know. And that can be kind of frustrating because it can make us feel like we're not making any progress. But just the fact that I can say, I know there's much more for me to know, is a very open-minded approach. Our beingness is expressed from ultimate reality into this world, where we then create our relative reality. And from that, we move through stages of consciousness. Understanding that there are stages to consciousness is very helpful because while it helps us move forward, it also allows us to be compassionate with ourselves by seeing even the smallest step as progress rather than beating ourselves up for not gaining full enlightenment in an instant. In fact, I sometimes guess it's just like enlightenment. Yeah, right, okay, but it doesn't have, most of the time, it's gradual. It's okay. So to me, the waking up period can be filled with wonder at a new perspective. And that new perspective is when we really come home to ultimate reality. And Reverend Janée mentioned in her meditation, coming home. We realize that our awareness is God's awareness. And once we open to the idea that our awareness is God's awareness, we begin to grow. And when I talked about grow up, I read this quote that said, "Your individual development and psychological health make a difference. Everything you do either enhances or dampens the potential of ultimate reality to express itself through you as you for the benefit of the whole." Our relatives' selves, the aspects we display to the world, need us to be healthy and developed as possible because those other relative selves depend on us as a portal to access the ultimate reality, or God, or home. Does that make sense? So growing up is recognizing each of our unique expressions in this world, mother, teacher, father, son, dancer, because each one of those relative realities deserves dignity and respect. So that brings us to clean up. Cleaning up brings us back to the idea that we don't know what we don't know, because here we are called to look within and discover what Carl Jung called our shadow. Those parts or aspects of ourselves that run in our subconscious. Cleaning up is the process of meeting your subconscious and making peace with it, so to speak. It's about gaining spiritual maturity, consummating that relationship with ultimate reality. Now, some people think that the shadow means only the dark side, our flaws and unrecognized negative feelings, but our gifts can also live in the shadow as well, and it's important to know that. How often do you hear about a person who discovers a hidden talent later in life and they're amazed at themselves? That isn't something that just materialized. It was there all along, living in the shadow, living in the subconscious, hidden behind limiting beliefs. And it was the limiting belief that cast the shadow on the talent. The talent itself was not a negative factor. So pulling that up out of the shadow. So cleaning up is a process of bringing beliefs and traits out of the shadow where you can see them. The shadow will never go away. In fact, we need shadow for contrast. If there was no shadow, if there's too much light, you can't see. If there's too much dark, you can't see. We need that balance. We need the contrast so that we can differentiate. So the task is to lift our minds and hearts up to the point where our thoughts rise to the light and we honor our relative selves. And when we honor our relative selves, we are ready to show up. Showing up is the culmination of the waking, growing, and cleaning you have done. And that's where you manifest your maximum potential to show up as a true emanation of Source. And this is where we move from individualism and isolation into shared and unified intention. We never ever stop being us, but our purpose changes. We care about the whole, not just ourselves. So there's 2 points I want to make about showing up. The first is the difference between individuality and individualism. Individualism, especially in this country, is the idea is that I am me, I can be me on my terms, it's all about me, and no one can tell me what to do. I'm an individual. And that attitude goes with it. It is a divisive mindset because it creates a me versus them mentality. It's self-centered and it does not benefit the whole. In Lessons in Truth, Emily Cady has a chapter called Personality and Individuality. And she says that personality applies to the human part of you, while individuality refers to the real person. And she says that as God comes into visibility through a person, the more individualized they become. So personality can be seen as our relative reality, while individuality is our ultimate reality shining through. She's just saying the same thing in a different way, and maybe that's a little bit easier to understand, which is why I offer it. Ultimate reality never ever changes. It's just there. Our relative reality is constantly changing. And so this whole showing up thing can really cause us a lot of confusion. We live in a relative world. I can get up in the morning and I can feel alive and alert and ready to go shine my light into the world. And then I go out and I run into the world. So do I shine or do I get tripped up? And how much of that is showing up and how much of it isn't? And I've been thinking for several weeks about this because I know that how I show up in any circumstance really does depend, it's really dependent on how psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually healthy I am, and also how spiritually mature I am. But see, no matter how much work we do on ourselves, how much waking, growing, and cleaning we do, we're still human. And that means that even doing our very best still might not stand up to our own judgments or those of others. Now, I'm going to tell you 2 stories. The first one has basically nothing to do with this talk. But as I was thinking about the other one, this came up, and it's funny. So there you go. And I did find a way to connect it. So at a time far, far away, 1989, I worked for a company that sold telephone systems to businesses. And this is a time when everybody was transitioning from the analog mechanical phones over to digital systems. So it was a big deal back then. And it sounds kind of odd, but my job was to help design the systems and then train people how to use the phones. I actually spent 5 years teaching people how to use telephones. My very first training session, and this is 1989, okay, for those of you who are around, remember this. My first training session was to go out and teach a person how to use a fax machine. Now, I've seen stories about this particular thing on social media, but I promise you, honestly, this happened to me in 1989. So I went out to this place, and I did the training, and it was all great, and I walked away, and the office was very close. But by the time I got back to the office, the woman, they walked in, and they said, customer blah, blah is on the phone. I was like, okay. So I go back to the area where the techs are, and there were 3 technicians standing there. And I picked up the phone, and I put her on speaker. And with 3 technicians there, I said, so what's going on? She said, well, it's not working. And it was like working. I said, well, it was working when I left. And she said, well, the fax won't go through. And I said, well, that's kind of interesting. And then she said to me, the paper keeps coming out of the machine. You have never seen anybody hit the speaker button so fast in your life, because I had 3 techs falling over laughing. And I didn't want her to hear that, obviously. I hit that button and I picked up the phone and I explained to her that no, the paper doesn't go through the wire. And that's what she thought was supposed to happen. Now, in a way, I could connect this and say I showed up with compassion for this lady because honestly, in 1989, people were, this whole technological revolution was just starting then. It was a couple of years later when PCs came in. So there was all of this stuff. But I was able to hold it together and nicely explain to her. But that's not the main story. So I was a trainer, and we had a contract with the state of California. And so what would happen is a salesman would go out to an agency, and all these agencies had a budget for a phone. So they would call us up and say, we need to do this thing. So the salesman would go out and talk about what we had available. They would choose what they wanted, and then I would go out, and I was one of several, and sit down with a floor plan, and we'd say, okay, where do you want the phones? What phone numbers go on what phones? How do you want this to work? Do you want this to ring somewhere else? If it rings here 3 times, you want it to ring somewhere else, blah, 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 blah. So we just set up the whole thing, and then we would train people in how to use the system. And they really did need to use training because these are kind of like small computers, and it was very different from picking up a phone and pushing line 3 and talking. And I loved this job. I loved these telephones. It was great. And most of the time, I went by myself or maybe with one other trainer, and I didn't deal with management very much. But there was this huge job, and I don't remember which agency. It was probably agency like General Services or something, though they had lots and lots of phones. And so we went out on this job, and we did the training, and I'm, okay, I just do my thing. And the next day, I came in, and this manager walked up to me, and she just lit into me about how I wasn't doing my job and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, and I had no idea. She didn't tell me what I had done wrong. She just didn't like what I had done or something. And I didn't argue with her. I just let it go. Well, a couple weeks later, there was another big job, so the whole team had to go out again. And I went out and I just did my job again. I didn't change anything. Exactly what I had done before. And the next day she came up to me and she said, oh my God, you showed up yesterday. I can't believe how you showed up. And she told me I'd showed up like 10 times. And I just listened to her. And I let her go on about how I'd showed up. And I just looked at her and I said, I just did exactly what I did last time. I didn't do anything differently. And I turned around and walked off. Because there was no way to explain that to her, because I have no idea what in the first place. And in this case, I knew I had showed up as my very best me and the very best trainer that I could be. And why she saw one day differently than the other, I don't know. And I was not even interested in asking because you know what? It didn't matter because I knew my truth in that situation. I knew where I had come from. So we're always operating in our relative selves, and how someone sees what you're doing and judges whether you're coming from your best self or not, you've got to take that into consideration. How are you feeling about it? The purpose of this frame is to make our relative selves so clear and clean that ultimate reality can shine through us. And we can live in a sense of unity and wholeness. Now, I know how most of us work. We listen to a talk like this, and then we strike out to do the process, and we really feel good about ourselves, and we feel like we've made progress. And then, bingo, something comes along, and we feel like we've barely got through something, much less showed up. And then we beat ourselves up. I know, no one in this room has ever done that, but it has happened, I know. Being there is showing up. Working this process is showing up. Intention is showing up. Showing up is relying on your inner divinity, your ultimate reality or truth, and having your ultimate reality or truth to back you up and to keep you grounded and to guide you on your way. Sure, we're all going to have days when we wonder what the heck we are doing and why we are doing it and how come I feel like I am backsliding. We're all going to have those days. But please remember this. You might take 3 steps forward and 1 step back occasionally, but you never, ever lose any progress that you make. You might forget it for a little while. In fact, one of my favorite quotes comes from Ernest Holmes, and this comes out of a biography that someone wrote about him. And Ernest Holmes was the gentleman who founded religious science, who teaches exactly what we teach with a different vocabulary. And in this biography, he tells of a time when Ernest Holmes had a cold, and someone came up to him and he said, "How can a good metaphysician like you have a cold?" And trust me, back then, that's exactly the way people talked to each other. How could they let that happen? And Holmes's response is one of my favorite. He must have been the sweetest man, because he said, "It's okay. Sometimes we just forget." You know, I can't tell you very much. I mean, I could tell you more about that, but that is the line in that book that when I think about the book, that's the line that flashes in my head. We live in a very distracting world. We live in a world that does not particularly embrace spirituality. That we can stay focused at all on its own is a sort of superpower. Do the work. Follow the process. Raise your eyes to the light and invite it to flow through you. Do the best with what you can in any one moment by relying on that anchor of the unchanging reality underneath your being. The whole point of this frame of wake up, grow up, clean up, show up is to help us move through stages of consciousness and show us how to rely on ultimate reality. It isn't a set of rules that we tell you to live by. It's a tool for expansion. It is a process to help you stop fixing yourself and have compassion, understanding, knowing, insight, empathy, and love for yourself. Because when you have that for yourself, extending it to the others is natural and simple. It is how you move from exclusivity to unity. It's how you let your light shine, so shine before humankind and make a positive difference in the world. It is how you love, serve, and remember. And so it is. Next week, Reverend James is back, and it is Labor Day weekend, so he will be talking about work from your rest. And this is a really interesting idea that he puts forward. I really like it. I'm going to be doing meditation. Our lovely Ann Roach is going to be with us again next week, of course, with Soul Light Connection. And so I think it's going to be a lovely Sunday. And if you're interested in having prayers, if you have a challenge or if you have something you want to celebrate, our prayer chaplains are always happy to spend a little bit of time with you in prayer. They wear the white stoles, and you can locate them in the courtyard. They have a table over on this side, but sometimes they just sort of wander around, so find a chaplain. And we'd love to welcome our newcomers. And one of the ways, if you are online, you can go to our website and click on Connect and fill out the welcome card, and that will give you more information about us. And if you're here in person and you are here for the very first time, we're going to ask you to raise your hand, and we'll give you a card and a purple ribbon to wear, and then so that we can greet you. And then you take the card to the welcome table, and there's a gift for you. Do we have any first-timers here this one? Anybody here's with us for the very first time? Yay! Keep your hand up, please. Up here, way up here in front. Way up here in front, Mary. Yeah. Welcome, and thank you for and thank you for trotting, Mary. And
match the color today, also the purple.
All right, yeah. See, already in tune with SLC. And so now we have the opportunity to support Spiritual Life Center. And if you are watching us online, you can text SLC Love to 44321. You can also go to our website and click on Donate that way. And of course, you can always mail in an offering if you choose to do that. And please click on Like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever other option that your app gives you, because we believe that this is an important message for the world, and the way it gets out to the world is as we share and share and share and share, just like ripples in a pond. So please make sure that you do that. If you're with us here in the sanctuary, and even if you are giving electronically, which is, of course, our preferred way of giving, we will want to go ahead and symbolically hold your offering up and the offering that you might have, and let us say our offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Don't feel good, love is gone. Lost all hope by the crack of dawn. But what if more love is on the way? Wouldn't you hate to miss that day? You gotta show up. Get ready, see if you know how to rock steady. Don't look good, the news is bad. You know I lost all hope that I thought I had. But what if good news is on the way? Wouldn't you hate to miss that day? You gotta show up, get ready, see if you know how to rock steady. Keep walking that walk, keep talking that talk. Get busy, get bold. Life's never on hold. You gotta show up, get ready, see if you know how to rock steady. Most of the world isn't ready for change. Being quiet is a mighty strange. No reason to feel alone. We're coming together, bring it on home.
They'll be hurt and they'll be quiet. There'll be danger, alright.
You don't need to do it all. One little bit can break the fall. You gotta show up, rock steady, see if you know how. Sure is easy to lay the blame. Losing the planet is a doggone shame. Little bit harder to do that too. Can't be done without you. Come on and show up, get ready, see if you know how to rock steady. Keep walking that walk, keep talking that talk. You're never too old, life's never on hold. Come on and show up, rock steady, see if you know.
See if you know.
There's a change in the weather. It's time to get it together. I'm talking about nonviolence and a little defiance. You gotta show up, rock steady, see if you know how to get ready.
Boogie Woogie SLC. Yeehaw. I knew you'd get here. And we give thanks for the offerings and all the support that Spiritual Life receives, because we know that this is an important teaching, an important message. And the offerings and the love that we get keep this going round and round and round, because the more you give, the more you receive, and vice versa. And so thank you, God, for all that happens to support Spiritual Life Center. And we give thanks and we bless the people who have put prayers in the prayer box, because we know that before the question is even asked, the answer is here, right now. And the more that we open up to that right here, right now answer, the more we are able to accept it and manifest it in our lives. And we do this also as we send the prayers to Silent Unity for another 30 days to help solidify this belief and know that the very best and highest thing that can happen in any situation is guided by divine order, and we know that all is well, and all is well, and so it is. Now let us say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let's sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. God as creator. Family, all are we. Family, all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Oh, let it begin with me.
Stay tuned for the Postlude. Have a blessed week. May the joys of the world go with you.
Thank you.